Pelican Cove is a project dealing with a condominium down on Little Sarasota Bay. And the interesting thing about that project is the fact that it was a condominium that was built long before stormwater improvements were made. So over the years, they have been working really hard at finding things that they can do to kind of clean up the stormwater being generated by their community, because they're right on the bay. So they are the end of the funnel. Whatever happens there is going to have a major impact one way or the other on the health of the bay. So one of the products that they decided to try was they were having issues with their sidewalks and streets breaking up through the root systems of all the trees that they have planted in the community. So we were talking about various things that they could do as opposed to just putting in new asphalt or new concrete. And we started looking at different products. And the interesting thing is that when we started looking at products, we looked at different scenarios of pavers, and we looked at pervious concrete and pervious asphalt and all kinds of different products. But the one that seemed to fit them best was one called FlexiPave.
Well, in this area here, we were having a problem in front of our office where we were having standing water, which would get 1 inch to 2 inches thick anytime we would get even a slight rain. It wouldn't have a lot of runoff. So it worked out kind of well for the girls in the office because nobody could get in there, but the residents would trek through the water, so we ended up putting the FlexiPave in, and it's worked out tremendously well. The water will sit and maybe flow about 1 inch, and then it just percolates through and absolutely disappears. It's a great product for areas where you have standing water and no place to be able to run it off to. This has worked very well for us.
And the FlexiPave product is a really interesting product because it's made out of aggregate, tire crumb, and a polymer that holds all this stuff together. And what's nice about it is the fact that when you walk on this stuff, it's like walking on a rubber mat. So from a sidewalk and a street standpoint, it works really, really well. And the whole point of this is that it allows moisture to pass through it from top to bottom or from side to side. So it's a product that works really well for them. And the scenario that they used was the idea that they were able to actually form it and pour it in place on their own. The company provided them with the raw materials, and they went ahead and did this. And so we worked with them as part of the NEST program to come up with a product that would fit for them. And now they're going full steam ahead, replacing sidewalks, replacing parking areas, all the things that when that condominium was originally built used to be shell that let the water percolate down. Now a lot of it is asphalt and concrete, and they're starting to make those changes to revert back to a product that's going to let the water percolate down. And the reason that's so important is because stormwater runoff, as I've said before, if you can stop it at the source, that's the best place to do it. So that when rain falls on the property, if it can percolate into the ground there through that porous material, it's going to be a lot more effective than trying to catch it just before it hits the bay.